Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. Leslie Plazz here, Zazoo Plazz. Oh, I want to start off. Okay, it's 9/19/2021. I'm in the woods. You know, sometimes I look back at my videos and I'm like, why can't I just hold still? And then I can hear all the important stuff that I have to say. But I want to start off by saying I'm really trying hard to be still. But I'm out here in the woods. I got sun in my face. It's the best lighting. I got ducks, I got birds, things. I got flies and mosquitoes, and you know, people and stuff. I'm out here in the natural world, and sometimes when you're in the natural world, you have to deal with inconveniences. Things that, if I were just sitting at my desk in a perfect sanitized room with a white background, I wouldn't have to deal with. There's a point to this. So, yeah, I'm trying to change my hair, get it to grow out this way, you know, but it doesn't. It wants to be curly. So I'm really trying. But you know what? When you're trying really hard to transcend your true self, it's never going to work. I am a person who likes to talk with my hands. I gesture with my emotions. I'm very, I'm very expressive. I think I'm going to turn a little bit here because the sun is right in my face. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah. So, where I've chosen to film, it's right in my face. So I'm going to turn as the sun is adjusting. I'm going to turn around so that I'm not squinting in order to see the camera. Is that better or is this better? This is probably better, huh? I'll just look at the camera so you can see me. I've got the sun to my side here. So it's not really very comfortable to talk into this. And if I go over here, well, that's a little bit better. The sun's behind me. How's that? Is that better? No, but now the sun is directly shining into the camera. Oh, it's nicer over here. All right. Let me try to anchor the camera. Oh, that's better. All right. So I'm going to have the sun behind me. We'll see how that works. I didn't know how this would work today. Okay. Is that better? That's better. So the sun's behind me. And you can see the woods. And I got this, I don't know, I think it's a birch, kind of funky birch over here. And I'm facing the water now. So, anyway, so see? That's another thing I wanted to mention, is we are controlled to such a large extent by the sun, the moon, the natural world, and it's great because, you know, we can learn a lot about the earth environment in which we live. We didn't come here to sit in a perfect little, perfect little studio and have everything perfect. And why bother incarnate? That was our intent. So it's always this time of year. You know, I get down in my chart, I'm Libra ascendant. So that means your ascendant is like the first sign that's rising when you're born in the sky. So for me, the first zodiac sign was Libra, ruled by Venus. So that means that right at this time of year, my mother-in-law's birthday is next Saturday, it's the 25th. And we move into Libra next week, I think around the 22nd. Oh, we've got a big Pisces full moon too in there. It's going to be a big week. But when I get to this point, it's like you drive in your car and the little arrows on E. I'm getting ready to fill the tank up and go for a long journey, right? But for now, I'm like driving on fumes, you know? It's like way down the end of E. And right about the time my mother-in-law was born was when I filled up the tank again, but not quite. So I'm all the way down on E. Her birthday, she was born 1 month before the stock market crash of 1929. You can't make this stuff up. So I'm telling you that she's a force. Okay. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about my mother-in-law, Mom P, as I call her in the book. And I just happened to find this photo. This was around about 97 or so when we moved into our house. That's me, right? Here I am with my hair. I'm wearing a Sensible cardigan, powder blue. And there's my mother-in-law. Now, lovely woman. But you see that there's a difference between us. You know, except 37 years. But almost every photo that I've ever taken with her, she raises her hand. Like she's waving. She's waving at the person taking the photo. And when I first got married to my husband, I found this a little odd because people in my family are a little more reserved when taking a photo. So you can see the bemused look on my face where I'm like, what? And she's a very colorful person, as you can see from her attire. She wears flowers in her hair. She's very airy. She's got a lot of air in her chart. Not a lot of earth. I think she's got one earth planet, which means that she's very, she float away. She kind of fly away. I've noticed in my discussions with my mother-in-law that very often she'll call or she'll talk to me. She'll ask me a question, and while I'm formulating an answer, while I'm starting to respond, she'll run over me and start the next question. And I just, okay, this was very hard for me to deal with at the beginning of our relationship. Here's another photo I found. That was right when we closed on our house that we built. You see me in the middle there? I'm in the middle, in the brown, in the leopard outfit. That's probably November. And I'm between my husband and his mother. And I'm tilted toward him, which is as it should be, because he's my husband. But yet, there's that sense of whenever you have 3 people, you ever notice, like when I was a kid, I had these 2 friends. They lived next to each other. They were super close. And I'd be with them, and I'd always be the odd girl out, right? You can sense when you're in a threesome, not that kind of threesome, but you know what I mean. When you're in a group of 3 people, there's always one person who gets left out. And you know, I was an only child, as was he. So you know, and the Trinity is, of course, the number 3 is a sacred number. But sometimes you have to wonder about karma and past life energy. And I think that, okay, so that's what I'm going to talk about today. Whoever wishes to be first shall be the servant of all. The apostles were walking with Jesus and arguing who was the favored one, who was the best. And Jesus said, okay, now that's not how it works. if you want to be first, you're actually going to be the one doing the work, right? You're actually going to be giving light to everybody else. And you would be the greatest, the one who is, helping everybody else to, up their game, so to speak. So I think that's kind of my thing. I look back, I see photos like that, I'm like, what am I doing there? I'm like very uncomfortable. I'm not, trying to hold on to anybody, but yet there are people around me who have a very tight grasp of people and things. I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are. So this week, my poor husband, he took his almost 92-year-old mother to the AAA to renew her driver's license. So, and this is a preface to a couple of stories I'm going to tell today about my mother-in-law, and there's so many, but I'm going to focus on transportation, because looking at our charts together, I see that traveling with my mother has never been favorable. And it's like much discomfort will come from traveling together. And I'm like, yes, that's right. That explains it. All right, so he took her, martyr that he is, sainted son. First of all, it involved getting her birth certificate from 1929, which was a big thing in those days, painstakingly typed and, yellowy, crumbly probably. But he took her, and she gets all, she's all dolled up for her photo, And he said the ironic thing was that they said that she doesn't need any glasses to drive, when he knows she does. But how the DMV could issue a renewed license to a 92-year-old woman saying she doesn't need glasses it's a reason for me to stay home, to never drive anywhere. Well, she has a car. Okay, I know. I see the hand of God pointing at me now. Okay, so, but she has this, air of just being protected, because nothing bad. She's got protection. God bless her. So anyway, but the rest of us with her, so he said, the rest of us have a bit of a trying time. So he says, they have the thing comes up and you got to read it, Nobody reads the thing, right? Nobody reads all the small print before they, you just take the pen, you go, okay, sign it, to get the heck out, right? That's what I do. I don't want to be in the DMV or in the AAA or whatever any longer than I have to, right? I want to get out and get on with my life. But he said she takes half an hour to read the whole thing. What do I do? What do I do? I gotta oh my God. So finally, she got her thing. They print out like a temporary thing, and she goes to cut it. And my husband says, no, don't cut there because it's going to be invalid. Your license is, until it comes, you need that thing. She's like, well, there's dotted lines there. I want to cut it, because she cuts. She's got a thing with grasping, holding, cutting. And if you want a paper clip, a safety pin, any kind of pen, rubber bands, that woman is a walking fastener collection. She has she sends stuff to our house with tape. She'll take a sticky note and tape it and then clip it, safety pin it. She'd send food to the house, big thing of, whatever she made, cookies and it's a whole other story. In the book I talk about her cupcakes, but she'd send it, and there'd be a safety pin with a note on the cookies. And I'm like, I don't want pins in my food. Toothpicks, fasteners, tape. This is why she's 92 and still going strong, because she's holding on. She's got her rosary in one hand in the car, and she's got her other hand on the back of your neck. And she's holding on for dear life. And you just, okay. So, anyway, she and I have had some harrowing experiences on car trips. Usually when we go somewhere, when the kids were small, we'd be in the minivan or whatever. And if I happened to be in the front seat with my husband, she'd be in the back seat. And I'd hear, and say we'd be on a 3-hour car ride somewhere. God forbid. I'd have to let her get in the front seat because I'd hear that the whole time. And then she'd, so, but she has this way of making it seem like it's your fault, so she'd come in the car. She'd always have her big bag, and they were huge, She'd get a new one every week. I don't know what she did with them all. She brought them, maybe she had a thing going with like TJ Maxx, or she'd get she was on the revolving bag program. But in that bag, she would have crackers, prayer books, snacks, all manners of fasteners, lipstick, and those little lipstick like holder things with the little mirror, and then so she'd be in the back seat. God forbid I didn't cede the front seat to her. I would have to listen. You want a Tic Tac? Here, have a Tic Tac. Have a Tic Tac. I don't want a Tic Tac. Have it. I don't want a Tic Tac. Have a Tic Tac. This would go on for, a few miles. My husband would be sitting there, driving the car. Getting a twitch. The boys would be in the back seat. So, she and I we've had some interesting, there will be stories coming on this, but one time when my father-in-law was in the hospital having a heart operation, I said, my husband says, I gotta go back to work or something. I said, can you give my mom a ride home? Sure, I said. Being just married 2 years, not knowing any better, being so green. So, mind you, in 1997, we didn't have GPS. We didn't have, and she was north of where the hospital was, in the city of Hartford. So, city of Hartford is a city. So, urban areas. There are good neighborhoods and not so safe neighborhoods and not so safe neighborhoods if you should break down in your car, right? It's just common sense. Some neighborhoods, you don't want to spend much time in. Just common sense. So, I'm trying to find the highway entrance, to get, I said, I'll just go this way. And I'm going around, and we happen to be in some really bad neighborhoods. And because I was trying to get on the highway ramp, I didn't think anything of it. I drove everywhere. I was in sales for years and years. I never even used GPS. I just followed my instincts, So she's sitting there in the car. Where are we? Where are we? So she's looking out the window, and I'm like, no, look, yeah, we'll be fine, I think I I think I was brought into her life to teach her, to make her less afraid. You know, I think maybe because she's deeply fearful of things and people who are different. Oh, oh, I guess I must have got it right. Yeah, so, and I'm not. So here we are, rocketing through the, you know, not so, well, in her opinion, it wasn't a safe neighborhood. I thought it was very exciting because I tend to go to those places because I like excitement and I like new and different things. And I like just, you know, I just like the thrill of the journey. That gives me a high like nothing else. She just, you know, she didn't drive till she was like 30, no, 40. She was very, in my view, very, you know, very in the old world. You know, she's Polish descent, you know, of immigrants. She was born here. Parents were born here, I think, but maybe, you know, very traditional Polish background. My father-in-law was the one with the heart problem, but she was the one having the heart attack because I was driving. She's still telling this story to this day. Finally, we got up on the highway and it's fine. And you know, I went probably much too fast, but I finally dropped her off at home and everything was fine. We just had a little bit of an adventure. My kind of adventure, but not her kind of adventure. Her kind of adventure is going on the, you know, I don't know, going shopping or going on the bus and meeting people, you know. She's not, yeah, so that's her comfort zone, and I respect that. We're of two different, wildly different generations. So I learned something from that. I have many more stories. We had some other harrowing trips in the car, mostly with her telling me where to go, which was the way that she knows to go to the mall and the shopping places. What she does is she goes behind all the stores. She goes all the back roads so that she doesn't have to take a main road. But that takes 45 minutes longer than it would normally take if you were to just drive straight. And finally I said, you know what, on the way back, I'm just going to take the main roads, and I got to her house in 10 minutes. Our ways of getting there, I mean, we both get to the same place, but her ways of getting there are maddening to me, and my ways are maddening to her. So if you can apply this analogy to your life in any area where you notice you're out of sync with somebody, right? You're on a journey. How are they insisting? Are they insisting that their route and their mode of transportation is the right way and yours is the wrong way? Are you insisting yours is the right way and theirs is the wrong way? I guess it can be said that they're both the right way. It's just one of them's going to make you feel better getting there than the other. So there's the thing. So next weekend, my husband's going to take my mother-in-law down to Parents' Weekend at the college because she hasn't seen the boys' new places and she wants to go, you know, take her out to eat at her favorite restaurant. They'll have Applebee's. And, you know, I'll make her a nice card from the bottom of my heart in all sincerity, and, you know, because she calls me her daughter-in-love instead of daughter-in-law. She calls me her daughter-in-love. For a Libra, you know, law and love, it's kind of the same thing. Anyway, you see how that all fits together? But she's got her Venus at 29 degrees. She is out of bounds Venus, the planet Venus, which means love and beautiful things, which means she loves perfume and makeup. She could spend hours in a store But she doesn't want you with her. She'll disappear. I have so many adventures. They'll be in future books. Stay tuned. Mother-in-law stories. You know, and I guess maybe people show up in our lives partially because they need our light and we need theirs to shed light on some of the things that maybe we could do a little bit better. But sometimes years have to go by before you realize it. Now is a particularly opportune time for me to, ow, ow, oh, ow, that hurt. I got a mosquito in my ear. I just boxed myself on it's a pest. Oh, I think I'll be okay. So yeah, this is karmic stuff. Karmic mosquitoes. Ow, ow. All right, I'm sorry. It's funny though. Pretty funny. So I'm gonna go. I'm getting eaten alive here. Yeah, so I went and saw my dad. His band played the other night at my town's 175th birthday celebration. 175 years. Wow. It was supposed to be last year, but you know, we weren't allowed it. So anyway, I'm going now, and geez. Yeah. I'll talk to you next week. Have a wonderful week, and yeah, take a big bite. Take a big bite out of life. Go have an apple, and be nice to yourself. Forgive yourself, because it's all good. You know, go easy. Enjoy. Talk to you later. Zazoo Plazz out. Bye-bye.